Hello, Gene Schwimmer here. Welcome to today's vlog, which you know if you saw yesterday's vlog, and I guess you don't know if you didn't see yesterday's vlog, was actually recorded 2 days ago for various reasons that were in that vlog. Hopefully, no meteor hit the Earth in my absence, my short absence, and everybody is here to see this vlog. So if you are, happy to see you again. Today's subject is, well, this will probably be a short one too, just like the one before, not as short, but Gordon Sondland is the EU ambassador, the United States ambassador to the European Union. The Congress, at the time that I'm recording this, had requested him to testify to the Intelligence Committee in the House, to Adam Schiff's committee. It's about the Ukraine affair, this whole nonsense. Anyways, that's what I think it is. Trump refused. He ordered him not to testify, as he said he would for all such requests until the House votes for an official impeachment inquiry. After Trump refused, the House, or Adam Schiff, said that he was going to subpoena Sondland to testify. So what happens now is, well, he's already, Adam Schiff is saying that if Trump does not comply, that it's obstruction. As I said before, well, if it's obstruction, then you can impeach him for that too, if you want to. But Trump is not obstructing because he's saying all the House has to do is vote. But also, it's important to understand that Trump is doing nothing wrong if he resists the subpoena too. He has a right to go to court and challenge the subpoena. If the court rules against him, he could probably appeal all the way up to the Supreme Court. But the point is that until there's a court order to allow Sondland to testify, Trump is just exercising his rights, the same rights that you and I have to resist what we consider to be an unlawful subpoena. And he has a very strong argument, which again is that the House needs to vote. Because they are, again, Schiff is calling this an impeachment inquiry, accusing Trump of refusing an impeachment inquiry request, or if he goes forward with the subpoena, with an impeachment inquiry subpoena. But again, it is not an impeachment inquiry. He can call it that as much as he wants. Nancy Pelosi can call it an impeachment inquiry. Anybody can call it an impeachment inquiry that they want, but it isn't one without a House vote. Unless well, that's what the court would have to do, assuming that's Trump's argument. They would have to rule not just that Trump has to allow the ambassador to testify, but they would have to rule that the impeachment inquiry actually is an impeachment inquiry. It'll be interesting to see how this turns out, because if it goes up to the court, it's a constitutional issue. And I can see it going all the way up to the Supreme Court if a lower court upholds Adam Schiff and the House Democrats. But the question I want to get today is, well, I've talked about this before, and other people have too. What is the House afraid of? They have the votes to vote for an impeachment inquiry, or, well, I should say they have the majority. They have enough potential votes. The problem is whether they have enough actual votes, whether if an actual vote comes up, they will have, well, they're not going to get any Republican votes, maybe Justin Amash, you know, I've only read his name, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, so bear with me if I got it wrong, but with the possible exception of him, it would have to be all Democrats, or, well, 218 Democrats, and they probably don't have the votes, because you have these, as I've said before, and it's obvious, these moderate Democrats, or claimed to be moderate Democrats, who won in districts that Trump carried. They are worried about having to vote for an official impeachment inquiry. some of them actually have come forward and said that they would vote, but most of them are just sitting on the sidelines. They don't want to put in that position, and they are hearing a lot from their constituents. There have been these town hall meetings. Well, there was one in Michigan. She said, "I'm voting for impeachment. I just wanted everybody to know that," and she got booed. She got booed by a couple of cheers, but mostly got booed by the people in her audience. So I would say that she's in trouble. And you also have now the GOP, very wisely, they've already started running ads in these vulnerable Democrats' districts, making the very obvious point that these Democrats claim to be moderates, they claim to be ready to work with the president, and here they go, voting with the far left of their party. So the Republicans, as I said before, I'm very happy to see that they are fighting, and it may be the Trump influence, because whatever you say about Trump, he fights, and it looks like the GOP is not rolling over as they have in the past, not to seem mean or antagonistic, because when they assert themselves, the liberal press, which is basically the press, the mainstream press, accuse them of being mean, and they don't want to be thought that they are mean. They don't want to get mean comments themselves from the editorial board of the New York Times, but it looks like things are changing, and that's a very refreshing change. And getting back to Trump, there's another strong argument that he has besides the House needing to vote, and that's simply fairness, that the Republicans have to have a right to call people to testify to. And you also have the Democrats bending over backwards to, they're making a special effort to mask the identity of the whistleblower, the first whistleblower. It looks like there's another whistleblower, but they want to impeach the president on testimony of an anonymous person. That is not going to fly, because it's just a basic right that we have when we're accused of something. We have the right to face our accuser. So Donald Trump has a right to know who this whistleblower or these whistleblowers, if there are more than one, are, and he has a right to criticize them, to look at their backgrounds and see if they might be prejudiced in some way. I will make a prediction that they are prejudiced in some way. So he's got a couple very strong arguments there. It's going to be interesting to see what happens if a court rules that the House has to vote. That puts them right on the line. They're going to have to vote, or they're just going to have to end these inquiries, or they're going to have to stop calling them impeachment inquiries if they go on, or they can call them impeachment inquiries if they still want to, but they're basically becoming a laughingstock. That's going to be their lot in life going into the election, because the question again is, what are they afraid of? All they have to do to get whatever they want from Trump is to vote for an official impeachment inquiry, with both sides treated fairly, with the president's counsel to be present, to have the right to be present at any depositions, questioning of witnesses. And when you, this is the other thing, when you have an impeachment inquiry, you have to remember from 1998, when the House impeached Bill Clinton, and this is something that the Democrats tried to do before too, without actually voting for an impeachment inquiry, which was to call William Barr. Remember, to call William Barr before the House to testify, but to be questioned not just by the members of the House Judiciary Committee, but to be questioned by counsel, a half-hour questioning by counsel for the Democrats and a counsel for the Republicans. But if there is an official impeachment inquiry, there would be questioning by counsel from both sides. That is what they're afraid of. They're afraid to be fair. They're afraid to have the other side heard at all. That and the need to protect these vulnerable Democrats. That's all I have to say for today. If you believe the president should be impeached, then get out there and vote. They won't for the two reasons I said. And there's a third reason, which I also mentioned, but it bears repeating. I don't think they have the votes. If they voted today, I do not think they would have the votes. So what these inquiries are all about is not to gather evidence to bring an impeachment charge or several articles of impeachment. They can do as many as they want. They are trolling for votes. They are fishing for Democratic votes to get enough to vote for impeachment. They don't have the votes now. They have to come up with something, anything that will sway some of these moderate Democrats to vote for impeachment. That's all this is when you come right down to it, when you sum everything up. It's a fishing expedition. You can call it an impeachment inquiry. That's not what it is. It's a fishing expedition. And it's also the end of this vlog for today. So thumbs up if you liked this vlog. Share it with anybody you think would enjoy the vlog too. If you have any comments, think I'm right, think I'm wrong, you can think I'm good looking too. You can put that in there. There's nothing wrong with that. If you think I'm a great looking guy, put that in there. It won't offend me at all. And you can subscribe. You can urge others to subscribe. And finally, you can come back and see me again. I would love to see all of you again, and even other people in addition. But until the next vlog, bye.